Both sides have an abundance of inter-county players. From Toomevara's viewpoint, they have Jody Grace in goals, George Friend at wing back, Tomas Dunn at wing forward. They have two members of the Tipperary County Under-21 team, which has reached the All-Ireland final, Philip Shanahan and Terry Dunn. And they also have Michael Beavens at corner forward, who was a member of the Tipperary minor team this year. From Borris-Ileigh's viewpoint, they will rely a lot on the Ryans, Aidan and Bobby. Conor Stakelum is a proven free taker at corner forward. John McGrath has plenty of experience, and they also have unearthed some young talent this year. Philip Rabbit has fitted in very well at centre back. I think there's all the ingredients there for a fine match, and I would just fancy Toomevara at the end of the day. I think their experience will tell. I feel the selection of the man of the match will be a very difficult decision. Both teams have a number of fine quality individual players capable of putting in very fine performances on the day. I suppose that makes my task all the more difficult to select the man of the match, but we here in the Nina Guardian are delighted to be associated with the man of the match for such a big occasion.
Toomevara line out with Jody Grace in goals, Rory Rastan at full back. The team is captained by Tony Delaney at right half back. Midfielders are Terry Dunn and Pat King. Liam Nolan, Kevin Kennedy and Michael Beavens are the full forward line. Borris-Ileigh in the maroon and white line out with the youngest player on the field, Declan Maher in goals. The full back line of Michael Ryan at full back, Philip Rabbit at centre half back. Martin Hayes and Aidan Ryan man the midfield positions. Bobby Ryan captains the team from centre half forward. Sinead Naforna, Borris-Ileigh and Toomevara. On Raythol, Garhoid Magay, O'Munigal, agus an Clehar Shul. The game on the way, Pat King up to this side of field, 14 forward. That's Ken Dunn up to this side of field, cleared off by Sean Maher. Borris-Ileigh out towards the centre towards Bobby Ryan, picked up by Michael O'Mara, battling for it there. And getting it is Tony Delaney, leaves the ball behind him, sends it up a little bit. Tony gets the rebound, gets it to the midfielder. That's Terry Dunn on the far side of the field, sending up toward the far side of the field, picked up by Kevin Kennedy. Gets away from one tackle. Can this be the first score? It's gone in and gone over the bar. The opening score by Kevin Kennedy. 29 seconds and Kevin Kennedy putting Toomevara in the lead. Declan Maher's back out. Into the hands of the centre half back, Philip Rabbit. Leaves the ball behind him, goes back to get it. Pulled there by Michael Ryan, not getting it. Back there is Philip. Shot blocked down on the side of the field. Falls from Michael Beavens. Tries to get around one challenge. Is fouled and it's a free in. A foul there by Sean Maher. And the left corner forward winning the free. Tommy Dunn with the resultant free. 22 metres up from the post to the right. He sends it in and he has sent it for the white flag to be raised. The second point for Toomevara through Tommy Dunn. Declan Maher's puck out, toes right down the centre, toes Bobby Ryan, up goes the hand of Michael O'Mara, picks the ball in the hand, sends it up along the far side of the field, sent further up by Terry Dunn, up towards the centre, out comes the cornerback Joe Lucknan, into the centre it comes to Liam Flaherty, sends the ball low in towards the far corner, towards the Beavens, brings it out inside, and back there is the cornerback Dennis Kelly, out on the far side of the field, gets it out to Sean Maher, his wing back, very close to the far sideline, takes the challenge, sends the ball in field, in between the centre back and centre forward, Tony Dean trying to get a stick to it, falls for Bobby Ryan, and Bobby, the Tipperary player, or Tipperary ex-player, sending up towards Michael O'Mara, takes the shoulder, gets the ball in the hand, sends it back down along the far side of the field, the new stand side towards Liam Flaherty and Philip Rabbit. On the ball on the far side of the field with Toomevara sending it up towards their full forward position. The body's tangled inside there. The ball comes out to the centre of the field to Terry Dunn. Terry Dunn getting away from one challenge, sends it in, and he has sent it. Declan Maher waits for inside, the ball hops and goes out over the end line and wide. Declan Maher's puck out towards the centre. Terry Dunn gets a stick to the head of Aidan Ryan. Philip Rabbit in possession, sends it in. Can this be the opening score for Borris-Ileigh? Yes, it is. Centre half back to Philip Rabbit. Jody Grace's mighty puck out, largest 40 metres out from the Borris-Ileigh goals. Picked on this side of the field by Sean Maher, trying to get a stick to it. Michael Beavens in there as well. The ball very close to the sideline. The linesman on this side of the field waiting for the ball to come out. Comes out towards the centre, out to Michael Ryan. Keeps it along the ground to another Ryan. That's Bobby. Gets away from one challenge. Bobby puts down the head, broadens the shoulders, and wins the free. The pull there by Michael O'Mara and Jerry Hayes there having a quick word for the midfielder Terry Dunn as well. Conor Stakelum with the free, and this one is gone between the posts. The sides are level. 3 Colleen Toomevara, 3 Colleen Borris-Ileigh, and Shotley Port McDonough. The ball dropping between the centre half back and centre half forward. It breaks out to Michael Beavens. Michael sends it in towards the edge of the square. Backs and forwards, batting for it inside. And there is the young goalkeeper, Declan Maher, coming out the field with it. Loses possession. And there is the cornerback, John Joe Maher. And the referee has blown a whistle. He's awarded a free to Toomevara. The ball was touched on the ground by the cornerback, so it's a free in to probably Tommy Dunn. Tommy with the free, and Tommy sends it over the bar. The lead again for Toomevara. 4 points for Toomevara. 2 from Tommy Dunn, 1 from Kevin Kennedy, and 1 from Ken Dunn. John Joe Maher sent sent into the centre, picked up by Terry Dunn. Sent in towards Michael Beavens. Brings it down inside. Cleared a little bit out. He comes out to 13. That's Liam Nolan. He sends it in, and it's over the bar by Liam Nolan. Centre half back. Philip Raby sending it in towards the edge of the square. Backs and forwards, batting for it inside. A sea of players scooped out a little bit by Rory Bislan. Out comes George Friend, but the ball is going to over the end line at the expense of a 65. Referee Jerry Hayes has spotted it, so it's a 65 to Borris-Ileigh. Puck shots at Coig Mader, Philip O'Rabbit, Conea Hogan, Douglas Philip O'Rabbit, to Foran Colleen Shen, Philip Rabbit the scorer from the 65. Sideline cut on this side of the field, sent badly from a Borris-Ileigh point of view, falls to Ken Dunn, and he sends it over the bar. Pulled there by Conor Stakelum in towards the full-back Rory Bislan, coming out to get it, falls for Conor Stakelum, and Conor sends it low in towards the full forward division. George Friend in possession, loses possession. Borris-Ileigh try to go forward to McGrath. The ball send in, but the referee calls for the ball. It's a free into a late challenge on the Borris-Ileigh man as he worked his way in, so it's a free on the 20-metre line to Borris-Ileigh. The free send in, a goal by Conor Stakelum. Certainly Conor knew what the target was. Maybe we'd look at that one again. Conor lifted it, struck it in the ball, and they back off the Toomevara net. The sides are level. Aidan Ryan keeping the ball along the ground. Takes the challenge of Pat King. Hooked as he hits that one, the ball very close to the line. Kept along by the wing forward Michael Ryan. Cleared off by Michael O'Mara. The buzz is set around McDonough Park. The ball in towards the cornerback Dennis Kelly. Cleared off a little bit out to the side of the field. A race for possession. Won by the Borris-Ileigh man. Gets it out to the side of the field to Michael Ryan. Keeps it moving up along this side of the field. Up towards the corner forward, Big Timmy inside, that's Timmy Stapleton, cleared off by Michael O'Mara, out to George Friend in the centre, being chased by Michael Ryan, and away comes George with a loose man outside him is Tony Delaney. The ball sent up to the far side of the field, towards the number 10 for Toom, that's Tommy Dunn, loses possession, in there to the number 10 for Borris-Ileigh, that's John McGrath, he sends it in, and he has sent it to the left and wide. Ball on the far side of the field, tries to gain possession. There is Tony Delaney, leaves it instead to Terry Dunn, sends it up towards the centre. Very little Pat King in the game up to date. The ball sent across to this side of the field to Ken Dunn. Ken Dunn has Tommy outside him, decides to go it alone. Liam Flaherty is there as well. Ken Dunn sends it in, and he has sent it over the bar. Ken Dunn the scorer. His third point, 3 of them from play, and that's the last one, a very excellent point by Ken Dunn. Declan Maher's back out to the far side of the field. The ball going very close to the line. Kept in play on the far side of the field. Still in possession is Borris-Ileigh. Their wing back is Sean Maher. Gets it across to this side of the field. Towards the centre. Up goes Bobby Ryan, the high-fetching centre half forward. Sends it up towards Big Timmy, and that's Timmy Stapleton. The full forward. Gets the ball in the hand. Tries to get around Rory Bislan. And the ball inside. The referee has blown his whistle. A free to Borris-Ileigh, and Michael O'Mara pleading his case, but I'm afraid all in vain. The referee Jerry Hayes awarding the 20-metre free to Conor Stakelum. Conor Stakelum with the free. Is this to be a major or a minor? Conor goes, sends it in and sends it over the bar. That's Conor Stakelum's third point to add to his goal. Dennis Kelly with the sideline cut, cuts it in towards the centre. Pat King tries to get a stick to it. Back it comes out the field to Martin Hayes. Gets a boot to it, cleared up by Michael O'Mara on the ground. Direct hurling towards Michael Beavens. A good flick outside to Ken Dunn. Ken picks it up nicely, and the two junior members combining to send it over the bar. Ken Dunn the scorer. That's Ken Dunn's 4th point, all from play. But the work on that rate being done by Michael Beavens. With 29 minutes gone in the first half, Jody Grace is free towards the centre back and centre forward. Philip Rabbit trying to get a stick to it. Who's got the ball? The ball inside with Declan Maher. Gets it out to the far side of field. Good work by the young goalkeeper. Out to the far side of field to John McGrath. John in possession for Borris-Ileigh. Sends it in low. And the ball took a deflection all over the sideline. The referee, Jerry Hayes, is calling for the ball. It's half-time here in the North Senior Hurling Final. Toomevara, 10 points. Borris-Ileigh, 1 goal and 5. Jody Grace with a resultant free. Out towards the centre. Pat King tried to get a stick to it. Flicked back into centre. Picked up by Liam Flaherty. Sends it out to the side of field to Liam Nolan. Loses possession. Send up the field for Borris-Ileigh up towards John McGrath. Being pursued by Tony Delaney. The ball back there with Michael O'Mara. Flicked off his stick by Bobby Ryan. And the referee has penalised the Borris-Ileigh man. And Shin Scalela. Declan O'Mara with the free, sends it around the edge of the square, backs and forwards, backing for it. Now it comes to Liam Flaherty, tries to keep it moving. John Joe Maher for Borris-Ileigh, keeping it from going over the end line, and the ball eventually goes out over the end line and wide. The ball out to this side of the field, in the hands of Tony Delaney, sends it up towards the centre, in towards Kevin Kennedy. Staying with him is Michael Ryan. Picked up by centre half back Philip Rabbit, across to the far side of field, towards the centre, towards Michael Ryan. George Friend nicely to Liam Flaherty. Flaherty to the centre to King. King, a hand pass outside to George Friend. George steadies himself, sends it in, and he has sent it to the right and wide, despite the efforts there of Liam Nolan. A substitution about to enter the Toomevara team. 19 replaces 13 on the Toomevara team. Ball on the far side of the field, one over there by Philip Shanahan, looks behind him and shortens the grip, sends the ball up towards the corner forward. Michael Beavens beaten to it there. Over there is Dennis Kelly, gets a hand pass inside back to his fullback Michael Ryan, has difficulty lifting it, falls out to the far side of the field to Tommy Dunn, and the referee penalises the combination of Michael Ryan and Joe Lucknan for a foul on Tommy Dunn, so it's a free to the aforementioned Tommy Dunn. Tomás O'Dean, agus Tomás O'Dean leis an scór Coolín na Tomás. Aon Coolín there with the Toomevara. Aon Cool agus Coy Coolín le Borris-Ileigh. The ball out to this side of the field. Picked up by Tommy Dunn. Sent in towards the centre. Picked up by the substitution Tommy Carroll, loses possession. Out comes the wing-back Joe Lucknan, out towards this side of the field. Continuing the clearance there is Dennis Kelly. Send up to the centre. Blocked inside by Timmy Stapleton, scoops it outside to Bobby Ryan, the experienced players. Inside to the corner forward, Tom Stakelum, and actually a 65. I'd also gone over the bar. The umpire looked to reach for the white flag. Send in by Connor and send over the bar. Connor Stakelum the scorer. Sideline cut on the far side of the field, sent by Joe Lucknan. Borris-Ileigh there in numbers, sends it in towards the centre. Aidan Ryan racing for it and getting in towards the cul-de-sac. Trying to get away from George Friend, still Aidan in possession. Sends it in low towards Tom Stakelum in the corner. In there is Philip Shanahan, and the ball, it takes a deflection out over the in-line at the expense of a 65. That's the third 65 for Borris-Ileigh. 2 in the first half, 1 in the second half so far. Connor Stakelum with the 65. It's gone in, and over the bar, Connor the scorer. Sideline cut sent in towards the centre. It goes the hand of Pat King. Flicks it inside to a loose man. It's John Joe Maher for Borris-Ileigh. And John Joe going back to collect it. Tries to get away from Tommy Carroll. Gets it out to this side of field. A relieving clearance for the Borris-Ileigh. And out comes John McGrath on the knees. A loose man outside him is Aidan Ryan. Tries to get room to swing a stick. Tony Delaney staying with him. Aidan Ryan tries to get a boot to it. Flicks it out to this side of field. And there is Tommy Dunn. Tommy Dunn gets it in and he has sent it over the bar. Tommy Dunn the scorer. Tommy Dunn's 6th point. Just keeping an eye on the two midfielders, Terry Dunn and Aidan Ryan, as the ball comes on the far side of field in the hands of Tom Stakelum. Cross to the far side of field to Martin Hayes. Has difficulty lifting it and getting it, but there is George Friend. Tries to get away from one marker, not succeeding, walks into a hefty challenge. The ball up along the far side of field, sent in by Michael Ryan. Battling for it there is Philip Shanahan for Toomevara, getting in the hand momentarily, cleared off a little bit. Still a ruck of players in there, and Timmy Stapleton is battling for it for Borris-Ileigh and wins the free. The referee has called for the ball. It's a free in two. The free out is a wide ball actually. The ball had gone over the end line. I didn't spot that one, but thought for a moment that the referee had called a free. Jody Grace's puck out towards this side of the field. Aidan Ryan and Terry Dunn going up for it. Pulled around the ground by the cornerback. There was Dennis Kelly sent down by Tony Delaney. Back towards this side of the field towards Kevin Kennedy and Michael Ryan. Flicked off his stick. Kennedy's stick by Michael Ryan. The referee penalises the Toomevara man for a challenge from behind. So it's a free out to Borris-Ileigh to be taken by John Joe Maher, I think. Jerry Stapleton with the sending it in around the square. Flicked outside by Aidan Ryan on the far side of the field. Picked up there by the number 8 Martin Hayes and sent over the bar by Martin Hayes. Just to correct the Borris-Ileigh substitution, it's number 17 Jerry Stapleton replacing Philip Rabbit on their side. The ball on the far side of the field and the Toomevara men getting the free. It's a Tommy Dunn free. Tommy with the free. This one has gone in and gone over the bar. In comes to the game comes number 17 Declan O'Mara. The puck out of the far side of the field by Declan Maher. Tommy Carroll being replaced by Declan O'Mara, and Declan has gone in at right corner forward. The ball in the hands of the centre half forward Bobby Ryan for Borris-Ileigh, and he wins himself the free. So can Conor Stakelum reduce the deficit again? The free taken by Conor Stakelum, send in and send over the bar by Conor Stakelum. Scorer of 1 goal and 6 points is Conor. The ball out towards this side of the field. A ruck of players. Dennis Kelly battling for it, falls eventually to Terry Dunn, flicks it across to the far side of the field. Out comes the Borris-Ileigh men, try to gain possession. That's Dennis Kelly. And Dennis sends it up the field from the corner of this side of the field, picks up by Timmy Stapleton, tries to get away through Rory Goslan, flicks the ball inside to John McGrath. McGrath trying to make an angle for himself, sends it in, and he has sent it over the bar. John McGrath the scorer. A good point by John McGrath, a very acute angle, and the ball between the posts. 2 points from the stick of John McGrath. As Jody Grace with the puck out. Possession vital at this stage. Won by Toomevara's Tommy Dunn. Gets away from 1, 2, 3 Borris-Ileigh players. One of those is Aidan Ryan. Aidan still battling for it. Terry Dunn for Toomevara. A loose man outside him. Sends it over his shoulder towards Kevin Kennedy and Michael Ryan. Kennedy flicks it outside to Tommy Dunn. He sends it in and he has sent it over the bar. Kevin Kennedy, Tommy Dunn, and the ball hot on Traslawn. The Coley Lilla Toomevara. 17 points for Toomevara. 112 for Borris-Ileigh. The ball with George Friend on the far side of the field, coming towards this side to Tony Delaney, keeps it along the ground to Terry Dunn. has room to lift it, time to lift it. Knocked down there by Aidan Ryan. Falls for John McGrath. Looks up, sends it in, and he has sent it to the right and wide. And that's the second wide for Borris-Ileigh in the second half of the game. The sideline cut sent in towards the centre. Borris-Ileigh keep it moving up through the middle, but up there is Pat Maher. A hand pass back to Michael O'Mara. Michael O'Mara's delivery sends it around the edge of the square. Hops inside point pull by Declan Maher. Send out a little bit. Out it comes. Toomevara men not there in numbers. It's cleared by Borris-Ileigh. Out towards this side of the field. A race for possession. That's Joe Lucknan getting it out, but out comes to Terry Dunn. Terry looks up, sends it in, and backs and forwards battling for it. Michael Beevens tries to keep the ball in play, but it's going to over the end line and wide. As we approach the 13th minute, we're now on 13 minutes here in McDonagh Park. Toomevara 17 points, Borris-Ileigh 112. That's 15 points. The ball sending around the edge of the square. It's gone out over the end line and wide, and the amateur whistlers around McDonagh Park blows the whistle. Ger Hayes looks at the watch. It's flicked down there by Aidan Ryan, kept along the ground towards this side of the field. Racing back to get ahead is Dennis Kelly. Dennis Kelly flicked off his stick by Tommy Dunn. Flicked off his stick again, but the referee had blown the whistle. A free in for a pull on Tommy Dunn's. 23 metres out to the right of the post as he looks at it, sends it in, cuts the post and sends it over the bar. Tommy Dunn the scorer. 11 points from the stick of Tommy Dunn of Toomevara's total. And the referee has called for the ball. It's full time. 18 points for Toomevara, 1 goal and 12 points for Borris-Ileigh. Toomevara, the 1995 North Tipperary Senior Hurling Champions. The North Tipperary Senior Hurling Man of the Match Award was sponsored by the Nina Guardian. Here to tell you about the recipient of that award and make the presentation is Colm Kinsella.
Today's game, Donny, was a fine advert for hurling in North Tipperary between two fine sporting teams, very close throughout, but the contribution of Tommy Dunn from frees and open play made a difference at the end.
It was a great victory for us. People at the beginning of the year didn't think we were up to winning the championship again this year, but thankfully when Tiggy came into us now after winning our championship, and it's a great boost for the club once again this year.
Close, tight game, tight encounter, tight marking. Nonetheless, Toomevara started brightly, Borris-Ileigh tacked back a goal rather fortuitously, but nonetheless you held your composure, you held your team together. You're free taking, I suppose, the contribution between between victory and defeat.
Yeah, well, we're expecting a tough game from Borris-Ileigh this evening, Donald, and that's what it turned out to be, you know. And their goal, as you said, fortuitous though it was, brought them back into the game just on half-time. And I suppose we got maybe a few dubious frees enough, and that pulled us back into the game. But we always seem to be that step ahead, and thankfully that was the way it was at the end of the game.
Team captain Tony Delaney, an honour to lead your parish, an honour to lead your team. Certainly a game which ebbed and flowed. You led at half-time, but nonetheless Borris-Ileigh were there or thereabouts.
They were, but coming into the game we were expecting a fierce, tough match in Borris-Ileigh. First 20 minutes we thought we could hold out. That was our feeling, that Borris-Ileigh threw everything at us, and we're hoping that our experience would tell in the end. Our training hasn't probably gone as well only in the last couple of weeks, so I think the team is only really beginning to get going, because we had too many players tied up early on in the year with the county teams, and we couldn't get numbers. But the last month we were back to getting our numbers, and I've no doubt that we're going to improve another bit before the year goes on, and hopefully retain the Den Breen again.
Weaknesses, strengths. I suppose a team is built from the back, performing in midfield and scoring in the forwards. 18 points, a fine tally by any side.
A fine tally, yeah, but if you look to go back and look at our subs, we have probably 3 or 4 or 5 subs on the bench that probably would make most senior teams in North Tipperary at the moment. So really that's where our strengths lie in numbers, really. We'd have 20 players that are good enough to play in any senior team, and that's what we always count on. We think we use maybe 3 subs again, they're 2 or 3 this season, so we don't mind when we have to take off players, and players accept it, because that's what we like, a bit of competition for players and keep the experienced players on their toes as well.
Captain from Toomevara, Antonio Deslane.
That's all from this week's edition of the Munster